Hi everybody, it's Dr. 𝒂𝒂💧🙂 here, and today I want to talk to you about one of the causes of infertility called PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome. While at any time in the United States, approximately 15% of the population is dealing with infertility, which is basically defined as inability to get pregnant after 1 year of unprotected sex. PCOS has been documented to be affecting roughly 10% of the American female population, and it is one of the main causes of infertility. Basically, there is some disagreement with regard to how it is diagnosed, but the most common is that it should include 2 out of the 3 following conditions. One is irregular or missed periods. 2, excess production of male hormones, also known as androgens, and 3, some ultrasound evidence of cysts on the ovaries. Now, 3 of the main drivers of PCOS include metabolic disorders or metabolic imbalances, also smoking, which is a big risk factor, and excess alcohol consumption. When it comes to the first one, metabolic disorders or metabolic imbalances, that includes things like type 1 or type 2 diabetes, as well as a sedentary lifestyle and overall excess weight or even obesity. So what I want to share with you are some of the ways that we can help. We look into that issue of metabolic syndrome or metabolic imbalances, metabolic disorders, those are kind of synonyms. And look at insulin. Insulin is a hormone that goes up every time you increase your blood sugar. So if people are eating high sugar filled meals or high carbohydrate meals, you have to release insulin in order to store that blood sugar and lower your blood sugar levels back to normal range. If that is done all the time or on a regular basis, then you get really good at releasing insulin all the time. And when your insulin levels are high for on a chronic basis, then your cells can get to a point where they are immune to the signal from that insulin. I wouldn't say, let's just not say immune, but let's go with they can become deaf to it. And what this is called is insulin resistance. So insulin resistance is basically the cells become annoyed by so much insulin coming over to them saying, hey, let's store more sugar. And so the cells start to put up a block and they say, no more. And what ends up happening hormonally in the body with too high of insulin is that we see in females, we see the conversion of estrogen to testosterone at a higher and higher level. In males, we see a conversion of testosterone to estrogen. So females adopting more male characteristics and hormonal patterns, and males adopting more female characteristics and female hormonal patterns. Now, thinking just about PCOS and with females, when women's estrogen levels go down, that is the main driver of the menstrual cycle and ovulation. And so if we're not getting ovulation, not getting a period, you can't get pregnant. And so that is very important to take into consideration when it comes to how do we address this. Now, medically, they address this with some medications. They utilize birth control, a pharmaceutical called spironolactone, as well as metformin to address some of the symptoms. In our practice, we try to address more of the root cause. We don't treat, we don't try to cure PCOS, but in my practice, we work on more of a root cause level. We try to help you to, first of all, adopt more of a whole food diet that is low glycemic and to try to help that metabolic imbalance, that metabolic disorder. Secondly, we try to increase your activity level. Increasing activity is going to help drive more sugar out of the blood, help out that insulin, lower some of those insulin levels, and shift that metabolic imbalance. And thirdly, try to work on lowering as much as possible the physical and the psychological stress that you're exposed to. I know we're all exposed to tons of stress on a daily basis, But the reality is, as much as we can work on that, we're going to help our hormonal picture. And lastly, to help you get enough good quality sleep, because when your sleep is not adequate, our hormones get out of whack, believe it or not, because when we sleep, our brain does tons of repair and balancing work when it comes to our body chemistry.